Okay. This video is going to contain spoilers for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, so swipe away if you haven't seen it or if you don't want to be spoiled. So, went into the Mario movie not expecting Daisy to be in it at all, which is fine. I knew I was going to have fun with it regardless, but I went in dressed like this, right? And we first walk into the theater, not the auditorium, the theater itself, to go get popcorn, and we're in line waiting for our popcorn to come to us, and this family next to us has this little girl, and she points out my crown. She's like, she's wearing a peach crown. And the mom and the dad were like, oh yeah, she's wearing a peach crown. And then they kept looking at it, like, maybe it's Rosalina's. Maybe it's Peach's. And then they looked at me and they asked her, like, is that a Peach or a Rosalina crown? And I'm like, actually, I'm dressed up as Daisy. And they're like, oh. And then I could, like, kind of tell that they felt embarrassed. So, like, now, they said out loud, they're like, now she thinks we're uncultured. And I was like, you're good. And then we go into the movie. We literally got in there as soon as the movie started. And we watched the whole movie, see all the different character cameos. I thought a good chunk of them were really funny. But there's a one-off line in the middle of the movie that Luigi says, and he goes, he's like trying to convince Mario to go on a date with Peach, or like ask Peach out. And he's like, if you start dating her, maybe you can ask if she has a friend for me. And I immediately was like, that's the only Daisy we're getting. That's the closest reference to Daisy we're getting in the franchise, in the Mario movie franchise, isn't it? That's it. And I was like, I had lost all hope in that moment. I was like, that's it. It's gone. That's it. And then the end credits start playing. The first end credit scene plays. Whatever, it's funny bit. But I knew there was 2 end credit scenes. So I sat there and I waited. The second one starts playing, and, like, a toad or something drops his backpack, and a bunch of stuff spills out, and then a character leans over to help pick him up, and a hand comes on screen. And as soon as I saw that hand, I thought to myself, that is not Peach's glove. Peach's gloves are not that short. Daisy wears short white gloves. That's Daisy. And I immediately start shaking my poor brother's arm. And I'm like, Daisy? Daisy? And then as soon as the camera flipped over and I saw the color orange, I immediately, yes! Yes! My poor partner on the other side gets such bad secondhand embarrassment. So he's trying to get me to shush. And he's like, shh, stop! And I'm like, no, you knew this was coming. I literally told everybody I knew that when I was going in to watch this movie, if Daisy was in it at all, especially if it was an end credit scene, I was going to scream. And I did. And on the way home, all I could think about was the family that was in the line next to us if they had went and watched the Mario movie the same time we did, because I'm assuming they did. They knew that it was me screaming. They had to have, because there was not very many people in that theater, and nobody else had that reaction. It was only me. I was the only one, like, yes! And it was mostly just, like, a bunch of families with, like, their young kids, and then it was just me, my partner, and my younger brother, who's, like, 15. And so I probably looked like a complete maniac, but I don't care. I don't care. Daisy fans, we won. We just gotta wait for the 3rd movie now. I don't know what I'm gonna do in that time.